Hey, it's Nick, and today I want to show you my final project for the CEN.NET class at UCF. This is a .NET project that I created for a coach, a baseball coach, to keep track of his team and to save stats throughout a game. So, in the given time, I didn't have enough time to finish all the functionality that I wanted to in this application. I had some difficulty with the ADO classes as far as using it for storage and doing all the queries and things that I wanted to do a lot of the interesting statistical stuff, as well as I had some problems with using the web services, trying to get that to talk to this baseball coach app so that the client or that the fan could follow along in real time. But I'll go over some of that stuff as I talk about what I do have working in the app. And the first thing I'm going to show you is really the meat of the app. This is the baseball coach web application. You can see we've got a bunch of classes and pages in here. And in the first video where I did my project proposal, I talked about all the database stuff and classes, and I've implemented most of that stuff. You can see over here I'm using the baseball coach entities to save information. So let's get right into it. The first thing that we're going to look at is the start baseball coach, and that's going to let us start a game. And that's going to take us to this coach load team page. This is where the coach will pick which team is his and put in his name, and he'll be able to set the batting order that he wants to. I have this pre-populated with some players, so we don't have to enter all that stuff in manually, and a couple team names to choose from so that we can create the coach team objects for use in the game. And that's what this page is going to do. It's going to load in all the players, let the coach set the batting order here. It's going to add it to a list and eventually create these team and game objects that the coach will need to use this game. So this gets that all set up for him, and when he's ready, he'll hit start, and everything will be ready for him to start putting in information about the game. And the next page that will come up is the start game page. I have it set up just so that the coach is batting first. So this will be the first game, or the first page that comes up for him. The other page that will alternate is the defensive mode. So when there's 3 outs, it'll automatically switch over to the defensive mode, and it'll go back and forth every 3 outs until there's 3 innings. I have this set up to end after 3 innings. So all the meat in the app is in these, mostly in these first couple of pages. You could see we're loading up the window with information about balls and strikes. We're loading in a player so we can see information about him, and then we have all the functionality for all the buttons when there's strikes, balls, when there's 4 balls, or 4 balls, there's a walk, and then the next player is automatically loaded. If there's 3 strikes, there's an out, and the next player is loaded, and so on. So all that functionality is in here. The RBI button is going to keep score for him, and we have a couple of queries here to get to query the database for certain statistics about each batter. As they come up, we'll be able to look at their batting average. So like I said, that alternates between the offensive and defensive mode. When it's all over, it'll just say game is over, and we'll do a final query for all of the stats related to offense that the coach put in. So for that game, we'll see for each player how they did, how many strikeouts, walks, RBIs, and hits, and so on that they had. So let's go in and look at it real quick. Start in coach mode, and we'll put in a last name and a team name. And you can see putting in that team name updates this grid list view to show just the players on this team. And if the coach is happy with this predefined batting order, he could change it if he wanted to. He'll save the batting order, that'll load up his team and create that object for him, and then he'll start the game. And like I said, the first thing we'll see is the offensive mode, his first player. We have a query to the database here to find that player's average. And then this is just a little display window of sort of things that are going on throughout the game. So we'll say the first batter is out, so that automatically moves us to the next player, shows their average. And Mickey Mantle will strike out. Hank Aaron will walk. Ty Cobb will get a hit. Jackie Robinson will get 2 RBIs because we'll say he hit a home run. And then the rest of the players will go out. And oops, I think I hit out one too many times there. I already went through the defensive mode. Yeah. So this is the bottom of the second. Cal Ripken's our pitcher. This is a query to show our pitcher's ERA. And again, we'll just click through to make this game get over. This will end after 3 innings. And this is our final screen here, and this is the information of all the at-bats for our team. And you can see that Jackie Robinson, remember at the beginning there, I gave him a home run and he had a man on base, so he got 2 RBIs to his name. We had Hank Aaron walk. We had Ty Cobb get a hit. We had Mickey Mantle strike out, and so on. So that's the application in the coach mode for the web interface. I also started. Actually, let me show you the fan mode real quick. I had a lot of trouble getting the web services to work. I had all of this inside of the. You can see I have 2 instances of Visual Studio open. I had all this inside the solution in the main solution over there, but I was having all kinds of weird errors and stuff. So I ended up moving out of there, and I was able to get it to work a little bit better. But I couldn't get this information to change in real time. If I tried to access a value that gets changed while the coach is putting in his stuff, I'll get HTTP errors. But I can't access static things, so I'm just going to show you real quick that I do have the web services working, just not in the way that I wanted them to. We'll start the service. And run the client. What I wanted to do is be able to have this window just update in real time as the coach changed things using the web service. So I had this button that will get information from the coach's app, but I couldn't, like I said, I couldn't get it to update in real time and get information as it was actually happening. I could only get really like static variable information from over on the coach's app. So that's what this is doing. This is just getting the score for the home team, and this was the score at the beginning of the game, not the current score of the game. I'll show you that functionality real quick. We have we're getting a JSON object here, and we're using this to get the information, and this should get the home team score, the current score. As you saw in the first part of this, we had the score go up to 2, but it's only getting that score at the beginning of the game. I'm not really sure why or how to make that update in real time. So that's the web services part of it. We'll stop that and stop this. Obviously I've implemented the SQL Server into the project too. It's hosting a number of tables and stuff that I'm using throughout the game to save batting statistics and player information and stuff. And I also started creating a Windows Forms part of this, but I haven't had time to get all the implementation finished. But we'll just take a quick look at what I have finished so far. I'm not actually, I have all the interface stuff done, but I haven't had time to get all the database access stuff done in this. So this will simulate a game, but it just won't actually act on anything in the database yet. So this is where we would be able to load in our teams and stuff. And same thing for the opposing team, and then we would start the game. Say our team is first. This is where we would be displaying information like we were in the web page, and we can do strikes. I built in a little bit more user validation on this one. See, we got a strike out and we got an out here. Same thing will work for balls. Oops. Should be a walk after 4, and a ground out will give us an out, a pop fly will give us an out, and then we'll switch over to defensive mode, and that brings up a new window that's similar, and we'll do the same thing. And this basically just goes back and forth forever. I haven't built in any stop condition yet. So that's it. Thanks for watching the implementation of my final project in the .NET class. Bye.